Welcome into the SoRareAndrews podcast brought to you by SoRare Data. I am Andrew Laird. You can find me as Lairdinho on SoRare. Joined as always by Andy Black. This way.
We are back.
We're back. It's been like 6 months since we've spoken. Andy, you grew a beard? Longer beard?
I guess.
No, you look exactly the same, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
You found your Orlando jersey, so that's cool.
So I wore this jersey because I'm going to bring up this jersey later in this show.
Ooh. Oh, you're going to, for the feel goods, huh?
For the feel goods, that's right. I'm glad you use that term, feel goods, because I feel like there's been a lot of negative stuff with SoRare recently. Not so much actual negative things about SoRare, but just people being really negative about SoRare. And I don't even know if they're being negative about SoRare or just negative about everything, and it just becomes part of SoRare gets in the way, and they're like, oh yeah, that sucks too. But I wanted to talk about this topic of like what our favorite things are SoRare, what our favorite things about SoRare are, because it just felt like everyone is just whining about everything.
I thought that we were doing our favorite and our least favorite things.
Yeah, I thought including the least favorite wouldn't bring the viewers in, so we tricked them. But they're here now. Thank you to everybody who has joined us. Saulo was first. I see Zarky, J. Vic, Alex Wilson, and Will Nobrega, who said their friend bought a SoRare Data membership. Thank you very much for doing that, but now they have no money for food. So I think that's just really just a priority thing.
Cup of noodles.
I think it was right. Like food is like, just drink water. It's fine.
And add water to your cup of noodles.
That's right. Right. No, I will say I was a lot more excited to talk about this, to have this show before today. And obviously SoRare Data introduced memberships. Well, we announced it yesterday. They went into effect today. I guess it was last night for some people. And it was really nice. The kind of initial response of people were like happy for SoRare Data that we've gotten to this point where we feel like we could charge for access to some of the tools that we built, and people were happy about it. And then there were some people who were not so happy about it. And then that became, I hate using the word toxic, but it became negative, like not constructive. And I'll be honest that some of it like ruined my attitude. And I was bummed about that because the point of this show was to have like a good time and talk about all the things about SoRare that we like. And when I was thinking about like what we would talk about today, and you and I haven't like discussed exactly what we were going to say today. You obviously have brought some of the things you hate about SoRare, which is nice, or at least that you don't enjoy. But so it wasn't necessarily
training.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, we'll get to there. You're right. But it wasn't so much like the individual things that like make me happy about SoRare, but just sort of the things that like are my favorite things about SoRare. And I know that sounds like the same thing, and I'll explain on some of the topics that I have of like why it's not necessarily like it doesn't make me feel good, but it is like one of my favorite things about it. So I'm hoping that my attitude is more positive than it was if we had had this podcast like 6 hours ago. Yeah.
So are we going to end up doing our favorite things about SoRare Data podcast as well?
No, we don't have to do that. That's okay. But the reason I thought about this topic was basically something that happened the other day. And it's something that happens to some people every day. And the first one I'm going to bring up is the trade attempts with Pavel Trader are literally some of my favorite things on SoRare. Not even just mine, but like seeing other people like try to get a deal done and like what goes on. And I think the one that got me to be like, we need to talk about this, was I was talking to Gator Guy, and Zarky Poo in chat saying he's currently doing this, which is like makes it even better. But I think the line that Gator Guy used was like, some people are too nice to Pavel. And it was clearly like giving up too much to get whatever card they got. And one of my favorite things about SoRare is like when you send the trade offer and it's not like snap rejected and you're like, oh, I might get this card. And then the two outcomes of either it's rejected like after enough time where it's not snap rejected and you're like, I must be close. It's like when you're at the slot machine and it's like 7-7, then like half a 7 and you're like, oh, I'm close. But like, it doesn't really matter. So there's that. And then you're like, all right. And then you throw in like some other junk card and you're like, this is going to do it. And then that's rejected. And then you do it like 4 times and then he just raises the price. And you're just like, I'm not even close. But then the other thing is if you send one and it's snap accepted and like minutes before you're like putting this deal together and you're like, I think this is an offer that is fair and it's going to work and I'm going to get this card. And then Pavel immediately agrees with you and accepts it. And instead of being like happy that you got the card that you wanted,
it's like, oh my God, what have I done?
I gave up way too much. Like he won again. And that that entire process might be literally my favorite thing about SoRare.
Yeah. I don't do a lot of PAL deals. So I don't get to like experience that, I guess.
You haven't lived you have definitely done at least one.
I've done 2 or 3 deals with the devil, but like I don't do as many as I should with a gallery of my size and the amount of like pain things that happen, like bad things that happen. I should definitely be like this morning, speaking of Gator Guy, he sent a message in chat about Dompy. He plays for Zulte, and I guess he's going to Hamburger, which I knew he was looking at. Yeah. They've been trying to sign him for the last month. And I was just like, I'll just hope that he stays because he's pretty good in Jupiler League. I'll just hope he stays. And he didn't stay. But Keith's Gator Guy's comment was like, all right, have at pal, boys. And I should have. I just like I had other things going on. There was no way I was going to get to pile first with my Dompy. And I just I'm sure other people dumped their Dompies on him. I didn't look, but I'm sure that like if you go looking into his account, there's probably like 1 or 2 in there. Could have got full value for it.
I am going to look. Yeah, I think so. One of my favorite things is when somebody will, if you're in a group chat or just a DM and they're like, Pavel got a bunch of good cards. And you're like, oh, and you like run to see what he has. Obviously not actually running. But it's funny. I just pulled in his gallery and Robert Barrick is the first one, which is another one that probably, he only has 3 Dompies and 2 are limiteds. People, and the rare was 9 days ago. So nobody's dumping on him.
Okay.
Unless he just was like, I'm not taking any of them today.
Well, I wonder if you look at him on SoRare Data, if he's already,
he's already dead and it's just not worth it.
Yeah, it's already down to like, I think it looks like 1 sold today for 0.1. Oof. So I'm just going to hold. No. Wow. What? Okay. That must be an error. 0.003 for a rare.
That sounds like.
Yeah. There were some maybe errors or people were just looking to get rid of them. I don't know. You know what I'm holding out for? I'm holding out for that Bundesliga 2 coverage. And then I'm going to be cleaning up with my Dompy.
That's terrible. Are they in the second? Where did he go? Did you say?
It's Hamburger, so he's second division.
Yeah, that's ugly.
But there's a lot of rumors about those second divisions getting added, or at least 1 or 2 of them. So I'm just gonna hang in there. Alex mentions Hans Vanaken sell-offs. Here's the deal.
There was one.
I've said this multiple times now. I hope Vanaken goes to West Ham and just dies because how many rare cards does he have?
9,231.
So you're deleting literally. literally deleting 231 rares, 35 super rares, and 4 uniques from the game, and making them not usable. And I kind of like to see the world burn a little bit, so it might be fun to see. I don't know.
It's like, this is one of the, like, I've never owned a Vanaken. And
it's all the OGs, and you know what? We deserve a little bit of pain.
I don't disagree with you. You guys have just been freeloading this.
That's right.
Belgian wonder for so long that, yeah, I agree. Send them right to West Ham. Oh my God.
Plus, then I can add a super rare Vanaken for my West Ham stack.
If I remember correctly, this super rare Vanaken is the first card ever sold on SoRare.
Yeah.
It's either the first card sold or first minted. It's there's magic in that card.
Yeah.
And it's crazy that I don't even want to like look at how many rewards have been won with this thing, but it's probably absurd. 44. That's actually, well, 44 for a super rare is actually pretty good. But anyway, that took us away from the Pavel conversation. Although, yeah, so, but the limiteds have been crashing. And yeah. I don't think anybody with rare, let's see, rares have gone, rares have been cut in half too. That's crazy.
That leads me into like another one of my favorite things about SoRare is like the whole Hans Vanaken, the Lord reference, because I'm pretty sure we created that. Like HG and Jimmer and myself, like just at some point started referring to him as that, and it kind of like became a thing.
It's like definitely a thing.
And he even gave us a little wink. That's pretty cool.
Sure did. Sure did. Yeah, it is kind of funny how this game works, that they have some of the biggest clubs in the world now. And obviously they didn't at the beginning, which is why Vanaken is so popular, I guess, in this game. He scores well as well. I'm not going to take that away from him. But it is funny that this random guy, Hans Vanaken, that like I imagine most people have never heard of, is like super important in this game.
Yeah.
And there he is. Yeah.
I hate to say it, he'll get broken in half in the EPL.
I love the line that that PSU used, that like he defends like a traffic cone or something like that. It's a weird move. The only reason to do it is to obviously get filthy rich, as if he's not. He's probably not filthy rich, but I don't know.
I think he would be filthy rich with that move, or he would do a lot better with that move, as far as his wages go. But his home's back at Bruges, so yeah. I think there might be 3 years of pain, but then the Lord will risen and come back.
Will rise again.
And, yeah. He'll be back at Bruges when he's 32, 33, and tear it up.
He does feel like one of those guys, and I hate to say this. Actually, I don't hate to say this at all. I thought the same thing about Juni Ito. Then I was just like, they can't possibly leave at this point. Like, he's almost too old to leave.
Yeah.
And then Ito obviously left, leaving me with a 1.4 ETH bag. But I don't know, 29, he's going to be, his birthday's this weekend. Oh, man. What is 5? Oh, no, next week. Beginning of next week.
You know what's funny is, like, speaking of like things that we like or favorite things about SoRare, I think a lot of people would say they enjoy or like the transfer window, but I hate it, and
it's so bad.
I get a feeling that you hate it too.
There are words I don't use on this podcast that I would describe the transfer window.
Yeah,
I just played it all wrong. That's all. Thought I was smart, played it all wrong. Yeah. It is funny to see some of the graphs, though. Like, that's one of my favorite things. The good, like, middle finger graphs that we see of, like, possible transfers and then deaths and then
or just
no transfers.
Performance. Like, Paul Areola was one that we looked at the other day.
That's the best one.
And he went absolutely bonkers at the beginning of the season. and then just like L5 of 37 now.
So Areola is a great example for me of why of the fact that there's still a huge knowledge edge when it comes to SoRare. That you can look at all the stats you want on SoRare Data or anywhere else, and you could read scouting reports and whatnot. But like when Areola was absolutely destroying MLS at the beginning of the season, and it wasn't even destroying, like he never had 185. But
well,
like
the 3 games over 80 is pretty good.
Right. So we're all sitting there because like we know MLS and we're like, he's not this good. Like it can't possibly last. And then the price just keeps going up and up and up. And we're just like, how is this happening? And then all of a sudden, like reality sets. I think Gator Guy is actually one of these sales. There he is, 0.63. And it's just like at some point, this is not going to work anymore. And then it stopped working. And I mean, you can see on this graph here, it's not working anymore.
Zoom out further. Go to like all time. And
like he was never great. That was the thing. It was like he was, what's the deal with this guy? Who knows? Probably just a misclick. Yeah.
Maybe
0.035 and 0.35 instead of 035. But like he obviously was on the national team. I mean, still is. So like there was that. Like he was good enough for that, but like he was never really that good. And so this spike, all of a sudden, he was like one of the best players in MLS, and everybody who follows MLS was like, "This is not sustainable," and it wasn't. But that's, as we call it, middle finger graph. Although it hasn't. I feel like we need more time on this side.
It'll be all right. We'll get there.
True. When did this
this
one's a little better. Yeah. Yeah, like the peak Paul Areola is where Vanaken was trading limiteds, which is like, let's think about that.
Salo, he might be an MLS All-Star.
Yes, hello. He is an MLS All-Star. That is correct. I will give him that. Yeah, I don't. These are so great. I love these. And I will say that one of my other favorite things is like when you actually have a good trade and it shows up on these charts and you're just like, oh, I got one. And then I'm going to toot my own horn here with my Maduka Koye sale. Where is it? Look how early I was on a Koye.
Yeah, sometimes it's okay to sell it early, not trying to get the peak.
Yeah. Like he's back. He's actually under where he was starting back when I got him in last September. But to be honest, I don't have many like this that because I'm so stubborn in terms of selling, although I do have one good one here that I will try to make myself look good, and then I will show you guys the reality of it. That let's see, I bought this for 0.85. There's a Pau Lopez rare and sold for 0.885. But if you do this silly thing that a lot of people do and look at fiat, not sure what I was thinking here, Andy.
I think you can always make your trade look good with that filter. Just like flip it one way or the other.
Yeah, I needed fiat that day, so that's why I sold. Yeah,
he's back full training right now.
What's that?
I read he's back in full training right now. How?
Who's been starting for them?
Ruben Blanco.
I have no idea who that is.
He played at like Celta Vigo. He's like backup or something there.
That's a club.
Yeah.
Yeah, there he is. How much does he cost, do you think? 1 ETH?
I don't know. I bought one.
Oh, because he's not going to start.
I bought one a while back, just right after Powell got hurt in one of the preseason games.
Replace your Mandanda.
Well, it's funny because half the time whenever I handcuff these guys, I handcuff them after they get hurt. Remember when Thomas Hassel got hurt, and I was like, I guess I'll just get Cody Cropper and handcuff him. I did it after he got hurt. I love handcuffing, but I do it all wrong. I should be buying them, way earlier.
Yeah. You know what I'm going to do? Pay peak prices for backups after they become starters.
Yes. Yeah. Sharp.
Yeah. I will say this Ruben Blanco chart, like the spike in limiteds when something happens, like the one day like everyone is buying is also.
I mean, that has to be the day he got hurt. Powell got hurt, right?
It has to be. The one I always think of, and so I never do this. Like I don't buy guys, like I don't like snap buy guys when like deals happen, and I happen to do it here with Giacomo Vrioni. And like, look at that. How good does that make me look?
You got in early.
Except now he is below, and I never sold.
Switch it to the fiat. Yeah, it's a little better.
Let me see. $52 is the, and we got 39 is the floor now. Yeah, literally hasn't played. I don't know what's going on with this guy. Yeah, I don't. That's one of my favorite things. The jump, like the immediate, just like everyone's like, oh, let me go get one, or like somebody comes in and just sweeps the floor.
Yeah,
and then it's just there.
I've got a really easy one that's my favorite part, and it already involves like things that we've talked about, and I'm probably stealing it from you, but I don't care. I'm just going to go for it. It's just community. Like even like I mentioned with Gator mentioning Dompy this morning, it's just like all those little interactions you have with people where either they know you own a guy or you know that they own a guy, and you're either ripping them and giving them a hard time or whatever, or just like helping people. So I like all those aspects, and the community part's kind of the coolest part. Or even just like sweating, like rooting somebody on. We got a buddy, See It, Save It, in one of our chats, and I think at one point in time, he had never won more than a Tier 3 rare, and I think that he'd only won one Tier 3 rare ever. Mm-hmm. And he was playing, I think it was Specialist?
Yeah.
You might have to go back and find that game week when he won that card, but he's playing a Specialist, and
he was the first one to ever win the Threequely.
There you go. And his team was super random too. But we were sweating one of the game weeks. We were sweating. I don't even remember who the player was, but it was like, was it Zardes or something? Because he's got all those Columbus guys. We were sweating with him.
It was Zardes. Look at you.
Yeah.
So I guess it wasn't the Threequely. I don't even remember what this is. So, is this the one that they? Okay. So this is the special Freshly, which they had never done. That was like giving points for the new cards. He wins with 4 old ones.
Yeah. It was all of the new cards got like a 20% bonus or something stupid. They got a bonus of some sort, and he just slapped this in there with one new card and took it down.
Yeah, he needed Marcinkowski to get a clean sheet, and he didn't, but he still nabbed a 61.
Oh, that was who we were sweating, was JT, because he conceded. And
he couldn't concede the third.
He was getting all these keeper sweepers and smothers or something. He was finding a way to get points there at the end of the game.
He conceded in the 88th, and if he had conceded again, he was dead.
Yeah, and remember the conversation was, do we want them to concede a PK? Because at the time he was losing, and he actually got opted up into first. But we were saying, I think you want a PK because then you have a shot at first.
Right.
And he was like, no, I'll take third or fourth place all day long. I don't want to play with that the fire there. And we were all rooting for PKs.
Well, it was a very different, like, if you apologies for those who are listening, but like we're looking back at his rewards. Like he had won Tier 3 rares in game week 189 and 193. And then he has like some smatterings of Tier 3s. Oh, there's a Tier 1 in limited. And he didn't win another rare until 286. So what was that? What did I say? 193 to 286. He had not won a rare card. And then he won a Tier 3 in Champion America, which is a Chris Durkin card. Which, do you have a Durkin?
No.
Oh my God. How do you not have a Durkin?
Why would I want Durkin?
I mean, nothing about want. Surely you would have won one at one point. But anyway, whatever it was, he was like so excited that he won this tier 3 because he was like, this is my first one in literally almost 100 game weeks. And all of a sudden he's like during the weekend, he was like, hey guys, or 287 must have been a midweek, but he was like, hey guys, I got a pretty good lineup here. And we were like, holy shit, you really do.
Yeah.
And he won it. And he won this Cecina, which at the time was like, well, which 2 days before was like a 1.5 ETH card. And then watching him try to sell it as the price kept going down and down and down. But
yeah, that was like the worst card for him to win at that time.
It really was.
Literally, Cecina's price has done nothing but drop.
Yeah.
And does he still have it?
No, he traded it for 0.69 ETH and a bunch of limiteds that he may or may not still have.
He got a little Anderlich stack there, it looks like.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah, that is exactly. And to Johnny Reindeers. So, yeah. And so, like, we only know him. Like, we've never met him in person.
No.
He's in our chat. I know him from back at RotoWire, but along with a few other people in this chat. But so then he wins this Cecina card, and literally the next game week, he wins a tier 1 in Champion America and gets
hot. Gotta get hot.
Yeah, it gets his David Martinez card, tier 1 in Champion America, limited as well with Johnny Russell, and that like flipped the whole thing for him. And now he's winning tier 3 limiteds. He's like, whatever. And it's like, yeah, and that's what it is. Like, we get like that was one of the funny things that I caught like really early on with SoRare is even though we're all competing against each other, it's very rarely where you're competing for like a podium spot with somebody you know. And so like you both can win. And like, because you're both probably not going to trying to get first place. I mean, everybody's trying to get first place. But like, it's okay to be in like supportive of other people winning because you could also get a tier 1 or tier 0, but like, it just doesn't feel as like competitive, even though we're literally competing against each other. So yeah,
I think that's a really interesting thing that you just said, because like I've had a lot of times where like even this week I've got a pretty good U23 team going, and I looked at the leaderboard and I was like, who's beating me? And it was Harry Trades, and I'm like, oh shit. I'm totally good losing to Harry Trades. I'd love to see that. And
he posted his lineup, I think.
Oh, he's got a killer. His lineup is just he's literally he has the U23 nuts this week, and probably most weeks for Rare Pro this summer. I mean,
he's winning by 60.
Yeah, not close.
Well done.
I need to find
second. Well done.
I need to find 0.05 points. And yeah, I kind of know Nifty, and I'm totally good with those guys. Yeah. You know, the problem with that lineup is I put Oziel in there, and that guy is just a total loser.
He is.
Total loser.
And Ochoa came through for you. There you go.
Yeah.
You guys are ahead of some very big galleries here.
Big cojones putting Ochoa in there.
Perez, oh yeah, look at you two. Well done. Stick.
I don't think it's over yet because there's some stuff going on tonight. Argentina.
23 cards left. Oh,
okay, maybe not.
Sweating. Let's see. This is fun. 20th. That Sosa guy's going right now. I bet. Yeah. Look at Pavel right there, 45th.
Pavel
with only 4 cards.
Now, do we root for Pavel whenever we see these lineups where he's got 4 cards and?
No, we don't.
No.
Ooh, what is this? Anibal Moreno with a captain. Oh, that's like, it's like 80 points behind you guys. Oh, wait, not you. What is he, 258 and you're... Ooh, that's a nice sweat. Nice sweat.
I think Schuyler has
Nellis is 22nd. Oh, Nellis 22nd with Donnarumma? I don't think... Does he play this
Stish is right there, too.
That's funny. I skipped right over Nellis to go to Stish. Does Donnarumma have a game this week?
No, that has to be a no.
Oh yeah, man! Look at that lineup with a Whew.
Oh, damn. He's got the Tadibo and Bard. And, the funny thing about them, Jimmer and I were messaging back and forth. And I put a bet in with Jimmer today.
Ooh.
And I'm going to call him out a little bit.
Spicy.
Because when the game started, we both noticed that both Tadibo and Bard were smashing because he's got Bard in an important lineup, and I had Tadibo in that U23 lineup I showed you. And I was like, hey, I bet Tadibo outscores Bard. And I was like, I'll bet you a limited Berkey because he's got one, I've got one. I was like,
Throwing your Berkeys on the table. I love it.
And guess what he did? He wussed out and was like, no, I don't want to bet you. You always win. I'm like, all right. And
clearance off the line later.
Bard comes up with a stupid clearance off the line. He would have won.
Man.
They also conceded kind of late too, which was disappointing because they both would have just had massive scores.
I think I have, my boy Joris van Overeem.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, there's no reason for anybody to know who he is. I happen to have his super rare. He played for Utrecht last year. Sean sold me that card, and the guy got immediately benched. And
that's an uncovered league, I guess?
Yeah, it's in Israel.
Israel.
Yeah. So I can use him. I obviously didn't use him this game week at home, no less, against Nice, and then I probably won't use him for the return leg either. But yeah, I got one. But yeah, I agree. Like, well done to Nellis at least on this on the lineup.
Out of curiosity, the DFS community. How often did you find yourself sweating and rooting for other people?
I don't want to say it was never.
Yeah.
In fact, it was definitely not never. Like, if there was somebody who was like at the, close to the top of a tournament, you like kind of cheer for them, sure. But a lot of DFS, at least of like games that I play, were more head to head. So like, and not that I like took games from people I knew anyway, but there was just a lot more. You were just much more concerned about your own lineups.
Gotcha.
And it's more fun to, like, I don't know, SoRare just made it like more fun to like support other people's lineups. Like, it feels like, obviously if you're in a podium, then it's different. But like, if you have two people who are going for a tier 1 or a star, it's like, you kind of look at it as you're going to win, not the same card, but like, oh, we're both winning a star, and stars.
Yeah,
are
we're both
fun.
getting a great card.
Yeah, and with DFS, particularly with like how the top heavy the tournaments are, it's like if you finish 3rd and I finish 7th, in SoRare we're both winning a star, but in DFS, like, you're winning $5,000 and I'm winning $90. Like, it's such a big difference spot to spot. Gotcha. And if we really looked at the prizes, like the SoRare prizes, on that like on a dollar basis, and you're like, oh, you want a $5,000 card and mine's worth $20, we'd probably be a little more passionate about rewards getting fixed. Blue Tomatoes is asking what DFS is. Daily fantasy sports. So like DraftKings offers daily fantasy soccer, as they call it. But yeah, I think the SoRare's a, like, I don't want to give SoRare themselves credit for this, but like the smaller communities that pop up within like new Discord groups or whatever it is, WhatsApp chats, like, I had never experienced that before.
I will say, I think that the term "nobody cares about your fantasy team" still applies, but it's more along the lines of like, we all, like, whenever somebody shares like a DMP lineup with me, I just like, I'm sorry, I really like, I have a hard time sympathizing because we all get them and it all happens, and it's frustrating, it sucks, but it happens to all of us. But when somebody shows me like a killer lineup that they have that they won, that I care more about that because it's I don't know, more interesting to me. I like to see other, especially people that I'm friends with, do well.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And I think that that like supportive aspect and these like mini communities that pop up is really fun about.
The other thing too it's like the gathering around certain players, like especially when like we all have a guy that we all own. Like when Michael Bradley got an assist yesterday, we were all going nuts.
It's embarrassing how many of us have his card. What's funny that you say that, because I'm on the outside of that with Vanaken.
Yeah.
That like when he scores, everyone's like, yeah, the Lord, yeah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, damn it, not again. Why don't I have this card? I really need to buy one so he goes to West Ham. Like,
yeah. But there's other guys like that too that like are not like well, other end of the spectrum, you have Carlos Gil, and you have certain people that are like won't stop talking about them, and then you have all the haters over here. And I don't know, that's just really fun to me. Like when he scores a goal, you guys get to give it to us, and when he has one of those, 25 AA games and he doesn't do it, he doesn't get any DAs.
Yeah, when he only gets 70.
Yeah, we get to give it to you guys. So, yeah, I don't know. I really like that aspect of it where it's like particular players, certain people navigate to certain ones, others navigate to others, and we get to give each other crap about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's funny how it happens to like players that Carlos Hill's a bad example, but like players that we normally like that most people don't know. Like playing SoRare makes you aware of many more professional football players that like most people do not know. And particularly for people who play in like Challenger or Asia or even plenty of America, like everybody, I remember when Julian Alvarez went to Man City and I was like talking to people and they were like, oh yeah, they got this like Alvarez kid. I'm like, oh no, he's really good. And they were like, how do you know? And I'm like, I've literally like watched, a handful of games. I don't want to say like hundreds, dozens, but like I've watched him play. And they were like, why? Like who does he play for? What is River Plate? Oh, the other example was when Thiago Martins came to New York City FC.
Oh, that is a really good example.
Very good.
Especially for you.
What's that?
Especially for you being, from the area, and you're probably like, oh yeah, no, he's great. And people are like, what?
Exactly what happened. Like, I have a very good friend who is a season ticket holder. He goes to every game, and was probably he might not have gone last night at Red Bull Arena when they got smoked by Charlotte. Shout out to Trip and B and Bob Flynn for the Crown love. But so he's like, yeah, we got this guy from Japan, and I'm like, well, he's Brazilian, like, and he was like, yeah, no, I know, but, and I'm like, he's really good, and he was like, did you read something that he was really good? And I'm like, no, I just like, I know he's good, and admittedly, I probably never watched one of his, like, I don't watch the J League, so like, I didn't know.
You're like, have you seen his L5?
Yeah. The dude has green dots everywhere. And you're like, what are you talking about? No, but like I was confident that Thiago Martins was good because of SoRare.
Yeah.
And he was awful when he came to New York City. Like he started out, he actually really hasn't been that good anyway.
Well, he was hurt at first, right? And was like maybe out of shape. I don't know. They were like getting him into the team and he's getting very little minutes.
So admittedly, I don't know how he was used in Japan, but like New York City FC uses Alexander Callens like a lot to be on the ball. And when he's on the ball, that means Thiago Martins can't be on the ball. And so there's just not as many opportunities to pass and get points. But
do they play three in the back there?
No.
Why don't they?
Chanot isn't really that good.
Okay.
The other weird thing is that it's almost like playing 5 midfielders is too wide for their tiny.
Okay. That actually does make a lot of sense.
Yeah. So like they have like their wingers get up because they can get back in like 3 steps because the field is so small. Floeezy's asking what the topic is again. We're talking about our favorite things about SoRare, which we think is broad enough where we actually can't even get off topic.
That's right.
So yeah, like SoRare gave me the confidence to say that this guy was good. And then he's been okay. But so yeah, that's one of my favorite things is like knowing about Thiago Martins or Melvin Bard or Yari Verscharen. And it's like, no, I know who these guys are, and yeah, they're good.
I've got a great story, and it's relevant. We're all me, Jimmer, Dylan. Is that it? Yeah, I don't know. Big STL City SC guys eventually because they're coming here. So we've been buying up like the Roman Berkeys, the Zhao Claws, the
the midfielder.
I can't even think of his name, but we've been buying all these guys. And Jimmer's flying back on an airplane from Denver, and he DMs Dylan and I and says, "Hey, guess who just sat next to me on the plane? Zhao Claus and Roman Berkey." And I'm like, "Yeah, Ostrich's the guy." But I'm just like, "Shut up. That's stupid." Like, just messing with us or whatever. He DMs us a picture, and they're just like chilling out next to him on the flight. So he's telling them about SoRare on the flight from Denver to St. Louis, and he's showing them how much their cards go for, how much they sell for. Probably giving them the little excuse that you got that red X right now, and that's why you're not worth very much. And and they both said that they're going to reach out to their agents though and try to get their player cards.
Ooh. Now we're talking. I'm trying to think of who the other guy was because it wasn't Ostrak, it wasn't Lowen.
It's the new center back, Joachim. Is it
Nielsen?
Nielsen, yeah.
That's who it was. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Joachim Nielsen, who I won, I think, and then did I give it to you? No, I tried. I sold it to you.
Yeah.
You wouldn't take it as a gift.
That's right.
You looked the gift horse in the mouth and decided to buy it. So, what do we see here? Dennis Meyer says, by the way, for some comedy, what's up with Fabrice Olinga's picture on SoRare Data?
Speaking of which, these are another thing that I love about SoRare. Yeah, that's well, it's got the black background, so it's like the old thing, right?
Yeah, it's an old thing.
It's an old card. What does his cards look like now?
Well, he doesn't have any new ones, I guess. Huh.
I figured the black background was like a super old picture.
But there it is. That's the picture.
Really? Scroll back up.
Hold on. Oh, is it this? Oh, it's this one.
Ah, okay. There we go.
I think.
So they always... And does this photo always default to the oldest picture?
I don't have a clue. We default to whatever SoRare has, and I think they have it there. Yeah, that's what they have. Oh, it's with Rio Ave now. Yeah. So Dennis was saying one of my favorite things is finding defects in the cards. So the thumbnail for this one is that the Carlos Acevedo like mini head card, which I can't decide if I like this one more. Like the off-centered like Mbappe's that just came out. I know like Mbappe and Upamecano and somebody else.
Those are cool. They're just like shifted over.
Yeah. But it's like shifted over and zoomed out a little bit. But for those of you who are listening on Spotify, you can pull up the video here and you can see the tiny Acevedo heads.
Raul said, check Balikwisha's, I don't know, whatever. Oldest card, it's his brother.
Do we want Michael or do we want...
Great question.
Michael, probably.
I imagine there's a lot of like quality control stuff. Like, I mean, even like the Michael, the freeze Matthew or whatever. Like that's a good quality control issue that just they missed.
Yeah.
And then nobody said anything is the best part.
Yeah, I'm not even sure they could fix it.
Well, I mean, they would have stopped minting them that way. They minted a whole year's worth of cards as Freeze Matthew because nobody said anything.
I mean, I guess. Let's see. These look fine. But yeah, this guy is not this guy. I'm pretty confident about that. Yeah, I don't know if like it's happened enough where it feels like it has to be on purpose. But
oh wait, is that a new that was a new picture, wasn't it? So
yeah,
like
PSG has new pictures.
Okay.
But like this
what is there 4 of them there that like that?
Yes. Yes.
I think if it was on purpose, they would have just done 1.
So J-Stack was saying the newest Diego Costa card limited is an MLS tiny or big head. Oops. Which oh yeah, there it is.
That's probably the funniest one I've seen yet.
There was actually I saw was it a Lazio bundle? I think it was a Lazio bundle where 2 of the guys had the MLS big head cards and everyone else was normal. They got a couple of them.
You know, I would have speculated
that
I would have speculated that they like lost the license or something, but clearly they didn't.
No, they were just like, oh, throw the MLS on there.
Yeah.
Floezy said it was Inter. Zora says it's sponsorship issues according to HG, but like I don't believe you.
Oh, so they don't like the New Balance on the shirt, maybe.
But then they went back to it.
I don't know. It's funny because we've always like kind of speculated that was it because like there were some Bayern cards like the Alphonso Davies where I think they had T-Mobile on the shirt and then they like raised it up higher so that T-Mobile wasn't showing.
Yes. He also Davies was another one who has like slightly off-centered. Actually, is that those are. Now it's like an optical illusion. Is he actually moved over? Yes, he is. Where were those Davies cards? But have you seen the ones that are just blank?
It just like pure yellow comes out.
It's literally just like an invisible card. Those I think are truly my favorites. Like buying an NFT or a player card, excuse me, that's like just a true NFT. It's just a number. This is just endless scrolling. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
That's like a different picture.
But it's like, and it's like such a one-off. And I'm sure they take multiple pictures and they have multiple pictures on file or whatever, but like, I don't know. Like it was a problem for 5 cards that popped out, the T-Mobile.
Right. Do you think these will be more valuable? Because some of them definitely sell for more. And it reminds me of the Billy Ripken card. I don't want to say what the Billy Ripken card says on it, but if anybody's listening, you just Google it.
F face.
Yeah. But like
there were certain versions of that card too that were worth a lot more than just the normal ones too. I don't remember. There was like, I don't know, different editions of it or whatever that made it more valuable.
Yeah. Obviously any of these things, like if somebody thinks they're more valuable, then you can sell it to them for more than they're worth, or more than the market value.
I think you can make the case that like some people will think it looks dumb and they won't want
it. I think that's fair.
Like it may end up being harder to sell, but it may be harder to sell, but it also might be more valuable, if that makes sense.
Right. The demand is lower, but but the supply is still just as low.
Yeah, I don't know.
Blue Tomatoes was saying if there's so many, then they're not special, which I think is absolutely fair.
That's fair. It would be better if there was like one.
Right. Like, are the signature cards better, worse, or the same as uniques?
I mean, obviously they're worth less just based on like utility in the game. But once the player retires, which would you rather have is the question.
Do you think it matters if there are multiple signature cards? I mean, I guess we see multiple uniques too. I mean, Vanaken's got 4 of them. Didn't you try to get his signature card? I
did, and apparently he wants a lot of money for it.
Oh, really?
And now he's got 2 of them, I think, right?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I had reached out to, I think Tony Watt was either talking to him or had I don't know. He had messaged him about it, and he wanted a lot of money for it.
I mean, he deserves it, man. It's the Lord, I guess. Yeah, I think those are fun. Like, do I have any of these special editions? I actually don't know if I do. Obviously, I could look. What's funny,
like the ones, what are those, champion editions?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I've never bought any of those.
Player of the Year too.
I like the liquid, what is that, liquid whatever?
Liquid Dream?
Yeah, those are cool.
Which one is that? This one? No, that's just the champion one.
I've heard multiple people bring it up on like podcasts, like, and I think Trip and B is one of them. Like, we just need to see more of those like special looking backgrounds. Just release them and make them reward cards.
The Rising Sun ones are my favorite.
I didn't really like them. I'm a hater.
I think they're fun. But you're right. Like, why don't they do more of that? Let's get some. Oh wait, let's get some more. Oh, we got to name our. Hold on.
See the one on the far right, whatever that is really cool, and
that was like almost looks like CSG one, wasn't it? 50.
It looks like it. It looks like it wants to be a super rare, but it's not.
Does that look to you like it's half opened, or like if you're opening it, is the pack blue or is the pack red?
I don't know. I like it though.
Yeah, it's a nice card. But yeah, these Rising Sun ones, I still love them. We should do more of those. Yeah.
Man, L5 of 91. Good God.
Dude, Neymar is awesome. My God.
You guys, I haven't caught up to date on all of the podcasts, but you guys had talked about not using Neymar in Specialist, but I don't know. If you have a good Specialist team, why wouldn't you?
It was not using him in Specialist Rare. I use him in Specialist Limited because I can win a rare card, but Specialist Rare prizes have been really bad.
Have they?
That's why.
I see.
But I'm also not winning with him also. That's how bad my Specialist cards have been.
You should try to win with him.
I should.
Do you have a limited Legends team?
Yeah.
Would it just be stupid to waste him there? Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I plan on doing it this weekend. Yeah, I play either him or Messi. And that sounds a lot more impressive than it actually is.
Why?
I just bought Messi and Neymar a while ago. That's all. I didn't pay current prices for them. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Is there another favorite thing you had? I was going to bring up, like, I wore this. This is my Orlando City jersey.
Yeah.
And I was going to bring it up because that was like, I think that has become like my favorite thing about SoRare, that like I was able. What's funny is that, so we met up in Orlando, and I met multiple people on that trip that I have known like on the internet for literally years. Like, there were DFS people that I met there, Trip and B being one of them. PSU fans was one of them. Like, I've known those guys for like a decade on the internet, and it took SoRare for us to meet each other. And it just goes back to that like mini community thing of these little smaller communities that pop up that allow people, like Nellis just did that huge meetup in London, and it's that where there's like a number of different smaller groups that are like all brought together. And he mentioned something on his last, I don't know if it was his last one with MLS Card Guy or the one with Trippin that came out the day of that event. It was like, or maybe it was when he was trying to get people to go, but it was like, you're going somewhere where you know you have something in common with literally everyone there. Like you all play SoRare, and there's like, as we've said on this, as we've proven here, you can talk about SoRare to anybody, and there's always something to talk about. And so I think that was just something really cool about SoRare that like I didn't really get with DFS. Like it just wasn't. It just that one felt more like let's just go try to win money.
Yeah.
And while everybody likes to win money in SoRare, like there's just so much more to it that it's.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of different people have their own like motives for playing, and some people it is just pure I am trying to make money.
Yeah. Yep.
It's fine. And other people are just like
Jimmer,
trying to have fun, or I'm trying to learn more about a team, or like SoRare baseball for me right now is just like I am buying Cardinals and I am playing Cardinals, and that is it. And it helps me want to root for my team.
Man.
Yeah, you
I was
messed
pulling
up.
my baseball team and saw I finally fell out of the cards. And
you have all your Mets out there?
Yes.
Mets
yes,
and
I
Yankees?
do.
Okay. Yeah, I see a little Mets stack there.
Yep. And then all my Braves are doing terribly. Oh, I guess not. Well, yeah.
It's kind of weird to be a Mets and a Braves fan at the same time, but to each their own.
No, I'm a Yankee fan, so I actually don't care about either of these teams.
Okay.
But the Yankees are too expensive.
Kind of weird. I don't see a single Yankee out there for a Yankee fan.
They're too expensive. Oh, here they are. There's Josh Donaldson off of his game-winning grand slam, and then my Aaron Hicks -2 for the entire game week.
Those don't look like real cards to me.
I agree. I didn't buy them. They just gave them to me. But yeah, I tried to do this little mini Blue Jay stack. And that didn't work. So we'll just pretend.
Vladdy had a game, huh?
Who?
There's a lot of green in that lineup, that rare lineup. I think
and yet I'm
you know
still
what?
82nd.
Little suggestion for you guys: you need to change the threshold for the colors. Like that 11 probably shouldn't be green.
Really? When
red
goes to -17, what are you going to do?
I'm just saying, like, I don't know, like that
it's
lineup
light green though. It's not that. I mean,
that lineup came in 82nd place, and it's pure green.
Not eight. I mean, we still got 3 games to go.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 players to go.
So it can get even greener, is what you're saying.
Yeah. HD said you were right.
Yes, for once. For once.
I mean, I'll happily take darker green scores here so that I can move up some prizes. But
definitely, you know what? And apply the change, Max. When you apply the change, put it only on Laird's account first, so that this lineup can be all yellow and orange.
Ugh. What do you mean? You got 34 here. Got plenty.
Yeah, I think like those 30s probably can be green. I'll allow it. But that 14 and that 11, I don't know.
I can't believe you think 14 for a single game is like a bad score.
14 for a single game week. Not a game.
This is a game. This is one game, the 14.
No. Go back. I'm talking about Zach Johnson over here. He's got an 8 and a 6, and you're giving him a green 16.
That's fair.
No, the single game scores are probably like you probably got that right, but probably the cumulative is where it's off a little bit.
Yeah, the problem is that so I guess you're right. Like 0 shouldn't be orange. That's just I guess we reserve red for below 0.
Yeah.
Which is where everyone wants to score.
Oh, I see what you guys are doing. HG mentioned you guys are trying to follow whatever SoRare is doing on the colors, which makes sense. So we'll blame SoRare then. Okay. Carry on.
Done. SoRare actually doesn't even use colors, I think, for baseball. Yeah, they don't. It's just white or black if they're still playing or not. But yeah, let's go Mets. Anyway, boy, we really fell off the football wagon there, huh?
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of like active listeners just dropped way off.
Yeah, they're just gone. I don't even know what else I wanted to pull
Baseball.
Up. So So one of the things that I don't want to say this is my favorite or not, but like our friend Zarky Poo is a big Minero guy. Like I don't think he actually cares about them, but he has a bunch of their cards, so like that's why he cares about them. And I have Hulk in rare and limited, and Hulk has been atrocious recently. And I look back at the deal that I made to get my Hulk rare, and whoever I got it, Super Usmane or Rodi, one of the like gallery guys, just absolutely robbed me for even though I thought I was robbing them at the time.
They always win.
Now I'm gonna have to look because
let's look at the trade.
I don't think like I definitely remember what I gave up. I was like, it's a little. Oh my god, it was Pavel.
Powell always wins.
Oh, this one really hurts. So it's so bad. Like it was so bad. So at the time, when was this deal? May 12th. So valuation that day, like I legitimately thought I robbed him. Like 0.819, and I was getting a card worth 0.941. So now, so I call man. So Benjamin Boragoat, who I was like one of the he was one of the guys I bought in for Champion Europe when I was like, I'm going to play Champion Europe because that's fun. Not fun. This is really not fun at all. But I got him let me see if I can pull this up. Like I got him here.
Yeah, you did great on that card. Yep.
And he crushed.
And then you pissed it all away.
Yeah, I did. So then, but when I got rid of him, what was that? May 12th, I said. May 12th. So half an ETH.
Okay.
That's fine. This Cifuentes card I bought. I won. And back on that date, he's like 0.15. He was U23, but I was like, you know what? I'm just not sure this guy's that good. He is like the best player in MLS now. The guy's banging Neymar type scores every other game.
Yeah, LAFC is just ridiculous right now.
They were just waiting for me to get rid of Carlos Vela.
Yeah.
So it was those two and this Bruno Lamas guy who I believe has since left. I won him too, and I was like, I'll just throw him in, whatever. And Hulk has done like the opposite of both of these guys. Price-wise, he is just absolutely cratered. So I got him here. He was like 1.2-ish. He is now 0.35. And deservedly. Like, he just doesn't do anything anymore. And how do you get a negative 10A? The guy touches the ball like 3 times.
Got to be big chances missed, yeah.
Losing duels. Look at that. 0 for 7 on duels.
Hulk!
Who's beating Hulk in a duel? Anyway.
I'll be honest. I've not been following Minero really at all.
They've been so bad.
Except for rooting against them.
Exactly.
But I won a Hulk a while back. And I sold him in February for 0.5. And I was like, oh my God, I made the worst choice ever.
Yeah.
Because it went all the way up to 1.5 or 1.6 or whatever. Yeah. And now I'm feeling pretty good about that sell.
You should. So Zarky and I kept talking about how bad Hulk is now. And all of a sudden, he pops up as my best SO5 card from the Limited. Because when Limiteds came out, I looked at it as an opportunity to buy cards that I wouldn't be able to get rare versions of at the time.
Right.
So I bought this Hulk card August 20th of 2021, which, we're coming up on the anniversary. So at the time, though, his rare, I guess his rare actually wasn't even that high. 0.2, that's probably way more than I was going to pay. And I got it for 0.05. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to join the Minero train. Like, let's go. And admittedly, it's been a very good card for me, obviously, since I have won more cards with him than anything else.
Dude's 36 years old.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But it was just like funny how like we were like, this guy is so bad. And then like the game week turned over and it was like, and now he's just staring at me when I go to my gallery, just reminding me that he's won me all these cards and I should be thankful. And instead I'm just so upset because he sucks right now. I'm playing him an underdog this week. That's what happens. Now you get to play him an underdog.
Huh. That is interesting. Like Chris Mueller was that guy and I noticed that you own him as well. Is that a rare that you had?
Rare and limited.
So
I actually had 2 limiteds at some point.
Honestly, not owning a Mueller limited for like specialist or underdog was a bad move. Now he's just like I think after this past week he's gonna be out of all of those divisions is a decent option. Because I think his L15 was 50 last week.
Yeah.
And then he just banged out at 89, which I think that's his midfielder score, right? Because I had the forward card and he scored like a 90 something.
95.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure he's going to be priced out of all the the underdog at least. Yeah.
A 95 in a 4-1 loss.
Yeah.
That's wild.
They
what do you get, like a triple double or something? No. Just
he's on corners and they probably just had a ton of corners.
Jeez.
I think he at least takes half the corners.
Yeah.
Does Shaqiri take the other half maybe?
Shaqiri's another one who's like I sold and has been awesome. Yep. I sold him like right after this game.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how long he sustains that.
I do appreciate that I can like make fun of myself for guys who just go on absolute molten hot streaks after I sell them, or guys who are terrible after I get them.
Yeah, you've become kind of notorious for that.
Feels it.
Everyone's like, what did Laird do? Oh, we'll do the opposite.
Let's do the opposite. Yeah.
And it's not because of like lack of research or it's just like really shitty luck.
Yeah, so
Ito's a good example.
Oh man. I was so excited. Oh, Sangari's back. Thank God. So that's the other thing is that Sangari has been at the top of my like best SO5 card for months. Yeah. Because he was like one of the first limited cards I got. And then all of a sudden like Hulk showed up and I'm like, no. But anyway, the funny thing is back in my DFS days, everybody used to ask me which goalkeeper I would play because the one I would play would always be like by far the worst one.
Yeah.
And so it just feels like this has turned into it. But one of the guys that I recently got that was not Juni Ito, who has lost a full ETH worth of value since I got him, where is my guy here, Mitchell Van Bergen, who I bought 2 of.
Wait, he's lost a full ETH worth of value?
Yeah, I bought him for 1.4 and he's now 0.4. And it's been a month.
I'm going to be honest. I don't know who he is.
Juni Ito?
No, Mitchell Van Bergen.
No, sorry. Ito is the one who I've lost an ETH worth of value on.
Okay.
No, not Van Bergen.
Gotcha.
So Van Bergen is a U23 forward who takes sets. And like that was enough for me and was a huge favorite last weekend. And I was like, I'm going to get this guy for specialist because he was a sub 40 player. And he returned an 11.7.
Okay.
Because he got a yellow card and he conceded a penalty. And they got absolutely blown out because there was a red card also. So like that was like the clearest, like Laird bought this guy and literally immediately went right down. And here's like a fun chart that like, yeah.
I guess the market doesn't like when you score 11.7 points.
It's like not ideal. I'll put it that way.
It is funny to just watch those price graphs, and it's so much of what have you done for me lately?
Oh, the limiteds are absurd.
Yeah.
But in both ways, like somebody has a good game, then it's like whoop.
Yeah.
Right up. I wouldn't know who those guys are because I tend to buy the ones who go straight down, but shout out to my guy Gaspar Servio though.
This guy makes me so sad. Because I've got some Jorge Bruins that I would love to come back to life.
Well, it's funny you say that because I have what's his name? Juan Romero.
Yeah, you got the kid.
Yeah, I had the kid who started 3 games, became a tier 1 reward. I won him, and then he lost his job. But I'm pretty sure Servio had another. Oh, he had a huge game. Never mind. Oh, he saved a pen against Boca. Look at that. But yeah, I remember he had the 100 and then a 1, and then 9.9.
One, not just 100, 114 from a goalkeeper.
Yeah, a brace and a clean sheet. It's wild.
We need more goalkeeper braces. Not gonna lie.
We're definitely going to see more goalkeeper like hundreds or zeros, which will be fun.
Yeah, I don't. Definitely more on the lower end. I don't know that like we're really going to get more hundreds.
Really?
Yeah.
I think you're going to be surprised.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh. The good place said Servio missed a pen yesterday.
Wow. And is that even a stat recorded for him that it's a missed pen?
Yeah, I doubt it. Oh.
Okay. That actually shocks me. I would have figured that would have been something that they left out of the matrix.
Yeah, me too.
But with that said, it should be there. If you have a cheat code goalkeeper that's taking pens, and
oh wait, this is old or the new.
They should be punished for missing them.
Yeah. I agree. I will say we've gone a little long here, so I'm just going to bring up the last guy who's actually makes me happy.
Freddie Munster.
Let me do the price graph first because actually I might have traded for this one. Oh wait. Like that's the chart you want to see.
Yeah.
Shout out to Trip and B for telling me to buy this guy.
Especially when it's like a 36-year-old guy, right? Isn't he super old?
35.
Okay.
Settle down.
Okay.
But this run is really something else.
I love all of those incredible scores and then a 12 in there.
The 12, yeah, he was unlucky.
Unlucky, okay. Unlucky. That's what we'll call it.
It is wild. Like that's the only goals he's given up since he started being a starter.
Those are all clean sheets. That is what's crazy. It's not like he's getting smothers and sweepers or whatever. It's clean sheets across the board.
Across the board. It's great. Basis Tenja. Basis Tenja.
Saying he can go on until he's 40 is what Bassie says.
I hope so. For sure. I had another line earlier. Oh, he was pro Van Bergen. Love it.
Yeah, if he can go to 40, I'm going to be buying one because, I mean, clean sheet or bust.
I mean, in fairness, his A is pretty good. I mean, he's not scoring 62, 72,
no,
70.
I mean, in lineups, you pretty much at this point, you need a clean sheet to win. So, like, give me the guy that's getting a clean sheet.
Yeah, this guy's helped by the Matrix. Let's go. 10 ETH.
Yeah, like this guy needs any help. They could do a little better with the photography though over there and wherever Velez or
that was a Velez, yeah.
Where's he at now? Tucumán.
All I know about that team is they don't give up any goals. Couldn't name a single other player.
Yeah,
not one. Wonder if I should stack. They don't have the cards, so that's why. Is he the only one?
What do they play, like 7 in the back or something?
Just for we can discover something here.
Uh-oh.
What's this
Look
guy?
at this
cost?
guy.
0.18. Oh my goodness. Goodness.
Okay.
Who's this guy? Manuel Capasso. I love this guy.
Buy him on the
Some
stream.
old boy Newells.
Buy him on the stream. Let's
Right
go.
here.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is that the floor is 0.18, and I'm looking at my SoRare account, and I have 0.1759.
Send the offer. Ship it. Look at the new Matrix verse. Flip that since he's a left back.
No, this guy's a center back.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah. My God, look at these scores. Why don't we have this guy? What are we doing? But they did have a left back. 32.
Now that L40 is scary.
You just need to play. This guy's good too. Oh, man.
You already own Lampy?
Yeah.
Go buy the center back right now.
Yeah, I should. I wonder who's selling.
Like, I would offer all your ETH for that center back and get it done.
How many are on the market? Oh, wait, that's limited. Oh, there are tons. Let's get a. Yeah. Oh, 0.13 was the last sale. Oh, yeah.
Let's go. That was yesterday.
We're good. Who do they have this weekend? Oh, who cares? They just get clean sheets anyway.
Yeah.
Baracus at home. Anyone know?
Easy. Seems like a great matchup for a team that always gets clean sheets. I don't know. I feel like you have to own that card.
Uh-oh, we're going a little too far here.
I'm like the guy in your poker game that's like, you have to call. Dude.
We don't have odds
Dude,
yet.
he's bluffing. He's bluffing. You have to call.
Hold on. Let's see. Where's my boy? Maybe they don't play this weekend. Is it another game week? This is like riveting. It's next midweek. All right. Dennis Meyer goes, Lampe looks more like Hulk than Hulk. Strong jawbone.
That's good.
I love it.
He also has like a bluish tint to his skin. And, the blue-green Hulk.
Yeah, the blue background, too. There's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on here. No, I love it. Yeah. I'm glad we finished that because that is one of my favorite things of randomly discovering guys that I'm like, I should get this guy right now. And I was going to go offer somebody hundreds of dollars for it. And I've never heard of the guy until 2 seconds ago. And
yeah, definitely ship it. You definitely got to buy this guy.
Yeah, I gotta get my card.
If I wake up tomorrow and he's not in your gallery, I'm going to be really disappointed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it might be a European seller. I guess if we wake up, I'll just send a bunch of offers. We'll see.
You got work to do.
I do. Yeah, let me go do that. Enough of this podcast and stream. I got work to do here. Thank you to everybody who has joined us live for this discussion. I think it ended up being a lot more upbeat than I was at the beginning. So thank you for letting me talk through that because it picked me up a little bit. And now I got a new center back I have to go buy. If everybody would please hit the like button on the video, it's always appreciated.
Are you going to ask them to like and subscribe?
I imagine everybody is subscribed.
To SoRare Data?
Oh, and go check out SoRare Data memberships, which are available now. So go check them out. We'll be back next week. Just a reminder for those of you who are surprised to see SorareAndrews later in the week. We're going to do the strategy show on Mondays, and the SorareAndrews usually, I think Thursdays is going to be the day. So we'll see you at the end of next week. So I guess with that, Andy, good luck this weekend, and I'll talk to you later.
See you.